Now I'm going to move on to our next speaker. I believe he is Lewa Abukhait, the Chief Strategy Officer at Kleen, is now with us, and from Saudi Arabia. Lewa, pleasure to have you with us right now in the Global Franchise Conference. And would you like to go ahead and tell us briefly about yourself and your company?
Thank you for the invitation. Thank you for the event. It's quite interesting. Franchisees, I think we should be part of all of them. But
That's right.
I will share my screen. I have a quick presentation.
I believe you have a presentation. So could you tell us about your company a little bit?
Sure. We are a technology startup in Saudi Arabia, and we follow what we call a tech franchise model. So our franchise is based on the technologies and solutions that we provide for the laundry sector in Saudi Arabia and in abroad. We've started just recently in 2 years, and we have a great story to share with you. And we provide a unique business model to enable service providers, laundry owners, to have more, let's say, more sustainable and profitable businesses running their operations, their logistics, their customer experience, and better serve their customers.
Fantastic. Before you go in depth about your company, just wanted to ask about some of the trends now in Saudi Arabia as a new, basically uprising power in the Middle East, directly competing with other giants like UAE and other countries in the Arab League. So would you please tell us first about some of the trends now in the Saudi Arabia's marketplace and what the customers want?
That's a great question. Prior of let's say 10 years before, Saudi Arabia was more as a closed economy. Now with Mohammed bin Salman rising in the government of Saudi Arabia, he always had this ambition to turn Saudi Arabia into the next, let's say, oasis of success. So any international brands, any people that would like to have business and utilize the enormous opportunity provided by Saudi Arabia economy, 30 million Saudis with a very nice spending power. I think this is considered one of the best economies within the world. And to be honest speaking, I might be a little bit biased, but Saudi Arabia economy is representing almost double the remaining GCC countries. So if you have a great opportunity, if you have a great product, the Saudi laws are now completely changed to support international brands and international opportunities to come to Saudi Arabia and make their businesses locally and enjoy altogether these huge opportunities.
Fantastic. That's great to hear about the rise of the country. Now, in terms of the actual details, what are some of the most popular business areas or industries right now that are in high demand and that you witness substantial growth over the long period?
Well, Saudi Arabia is well known for its religious tourism because we have Mecca and Medina, and all the Muslims in the world come to Mecca and Medina. So Saudi now is transforming the tourism industry from being a religious tourism into a local adventures tourism. So anyone that has a tourism, let's say, know-how or tourism technology or a tourism initiative, he can really build a nice JV with the government. They are empowering this. Also in the areas of technology, anything that is related to technology, the Saudi Arabia government really supported. And F&B, we love food, and we and with 30 million people, we really like to try new let's say cuisines and new experiences. So tourism, technology, F&B, and for the last, health. If you have any health related franchisees, Saudi Arabia is the country you need to consider.
I understand. And one more thing about some of the logistics and the setups. So one of your competitors, UAE, they offer a lot of tax-free incentives to most investors. What are the difficulties and perhaps the procedures for setting up franchises or companies in Saudi Arabia? Is this going to involve a lot of paperwork, or it's pretty much streamlined and it's easy?
Now, from the Ministry of Investments, MISA in Saudi Arabia, you can do all your papers online
Wow.
as long you are a services-driven company.
Mhm.
Now, if you are a franchisee with an FNB, they would advise you to have a local franchisee that run your business. But as long as you're a service company, you can have 100% owned company online before starting your business. There's certain fees. It's not as tax-free as UAE, but the opportunity is really worth the investment you will make.
And I mentioned about the cost. So can we, right now, some of our viewers might wonder if they want to do the cost estimation here. So what do you think are some of the lower cost options they might have to get started right now in Saudi Arabia?
You can set up your business in Saudi Arabia. It is a more service driven. It's more like something around 50,000 riyals a year. So we are talking about 25 to $30,000.
I see. Fantastic. Very well. And given the fact that the country's on the rise in terms of popularity and the economy as a whole, you predict that that's going to lead to a lot of ROI in the end.
Yes.
Fantastic. So it's great to have you with us, Lewa. And finally, about your company, Kleen. Before I let you go, I wanted to ask you now. So how do you see the expansion of your company?
Well, we have a great story that we built recently. Usually, we as a technology startup and with the ambitions of being a local franchise going to the international franchise, that's not that much common in Saudi Arabia. We are currently expanding our footprint within Saudi Arabia. And once we have all this operational and technology solutions built in the infrastructure of Saudi Arabia, we're going to expand regionally to GCC and then internationally with every partner that would love to have our expertise and our solution expanded to the region.
Fantastic. Well, it was indeed a pleasure to have you with us, Lewa, and I enjoyed asking you questions. And of course, I'm pretty sure a lot of our viewers right now are now interested in investing in Saudi Arabia, developing franchises there. And of course, if they could be in touch with you, we will later put your contacts for them to reach you personally to discuss all matters. Thank you very much for your presentation. And it was indeed great to have you with us.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the opportunity.